Imagine walking into a kitchen where everything feels like it's straight out of a space-age dream. Shiny Formica countertops glisten under bright fluorescent lights, pastel-colored appliances hum in the background, and avocado green reigns supreme. This was the American kitchen of the 1960s, a place that reflected optimism, modern convenience, and a little bit of quirkiness. But here's the catch. Many of these designs didn't last. They vanished, almost overnight, replaced by newer trends that promised to be sleeker, smarter, or simply more practical. Today, we're dusting off the linoleum floors of history to uncover the forgotten 1960s kitchen designs that disappeared forever. The space-age influence. The 1960s were all about the future. America had its eyes on the moon, and even kitchens weren't immune to the space race. Designers wanted your home to look like it was ready for liftoff. Circular cabinets, push-button appliances, and built-in intercom systems made kitchens feel like something out of the Jetsons. Many homeowners even installed futuristic control panels for their ovens or dishwashers that looked impressive, but often broke down after just a few months. So imagine telling a 1965 dinner guest that your oven had computer buttons. It sounded like science fiction at the time, but today, we don't even blink at smart fridges. Did you know Whirlpool once ran ads promising kitchens of tomorrow, with buttons that could automatically cook meals for you? The reality? The food usually came out half frozen on one side and overcooked on the other. Bold colors and psychedelic palettes. If you picture a 1960s kitchen, chances are you see avocado green, harvest gold, or burnt orange. These weren't just colors, they were statements. Manufacturers leaned hard into them because they felt modern, youthful, and different from the sterile white kitchens of the 1950s. Cabinets were painted in high-gloss blues or yellows, while appliances often came in shades that looked more like Easter eggs than refrigerators. Linoleum floors were covered in swirls, speckles, and sometimes dizzying geometric patterns. Imagine cooking breakfast while your floor, your fridge, and your cabinets all screamed in neon color. At the time, it felt cheerful. Today, it might feel like sensory overload. Avocado green became so popular that Tupperware parties sold millions of containers in that shade alone. Yet by the late 70s, homeowners were tearing it all out in favor of wood tones and earthy browns. The rise of open-plan kitchens. Before the 1960s, kitchens were often hidden away, functional spaces meant for cooking, not entertaining. But as suburbs grew and family life shifted, kitchens became the heart of the home. Suddenly, open-plan designs, with breakfast bars and pass-through windows, were everywhere. Moms could cook dinner while watching the kids do homework in the next room, and families could gather around the kitchen island long before it became a Pinterest trend. Sounds familiar, right? Except back then, open plan usually meant knocking out one wall, not designing the whole house around it. And many builders worried these layouts would be too noisy for family life. Sears catalogs in the 60s advertised see-through kitchens as the ultimate family feature. Ironically, by the 1980s, some homeowners were rebuilding walls to get a little privacy back. Formica, vinyl, and synthetic everything. The 1960s were the golden age of synthetic materials. Formica countertops were marketed as indestructible. Vinyl flooring promised a lifetime of shine with almost no maintenance. And plastic furniture, even in the kitchen, became a symbol of progress. But here's the problem. These materials aged terribly. Vinyl floors cracked, Formica peeled at the edges, and plastic chairs looked cheap after just a few years. Imagine buying a brand new kitchen in 1962, only to watch it fall apart before the decade ended. No wonder so many homeowners jumped ship to granite, tile, and wood in later years. In 1963, Formica ran an ad boasting you could slice bread directly on the counter. Technically true, but you'd also leave scratches that lasted forever. Built-in conveniences that flopped. The 1960s loved anything built-in. Toasters, blenders, even grills were installed directly into countertops. The idea was to reduce clutter and make the kitchen more futuristic. But most of these built-ins broke quickly, were impossible to repair, and locked you into one appliance brand. If your built-in blender died, you couldn't just replace it. you had to rip out the entire countertop. It's the same problem we have today with some smart appliances. When the tech fails, you're stuck. In that sense, the 1960s were just ahead of their time. General Electric once sold a countertop built-in frying pan. It looked like a science experiment, and cleaning it was a nightmare. Fluorescent lighting everywhere. Another forgotten design. Fluorescent lights. Homeowners wanted kitchens to be bright, clinical, and futuristic. So many replaced warm bulbs with long fluorescent tubes hidden in ceiling panels. The result? Kitchens that looked like operating rooms. While the light was bright, it was also harsh, casting strange shadows and making food look less appetizing. Imagine baking a chocolate cake under fluorescent light. It probably looked gray instead of rich brown. No wonder people went back to warmer tones by the 1970s. A 1967 Better Homes and Gardens article praised fluorescent kitchens as spaces where every crumb can be seen. Sounds great, until you realized you always saw every crumb. Why these designs vanished. So why did these once popular trends disappear? Some were simply impractical, others aged badly, and many were victims of changing taste. The cheerful optimism of the 60s gave way to the earth tones of the 70s, the slick surfaces of the 80s, and the granite-heavy kitchens of the 90s. But the truth is, many of these designs still hold a nostalgic charm. Retro enthusiasts today hunt down pastel appliances and Formica tables, not because they're practical, but because they're fun reminders of an era when Americans believed the future was bright, bold, and just a button push away. So, which of these forgotten 1960s kitchen designs would you actually want to bring back? The avocado fridge? The built-in blender? Or maybe the psychedelic linoleum floor? Drop your pick in the comments. I'd love to see which design you'd risk installing in your kitchen today. And if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more retro stories, and share this video with someone who still remembers shag rugs and lava lamps. Because while the designs may be gone, the memories never truly disappear.